Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rogues and Roleplayers. I'm gonna go kick this pufferfish's ass right now. I've had it with him.
Do pufferfish even technically have what we would designate as an ass?
He does have an ass. He has a backside, doesn't he?
Have you been looking?
Yes, I have been looking. It's scientific study. Nothing more. Hey, it's science. It's always science. Can't blame science for doing science.
I feel like that's probably actually been an excuse for at some point.
For looking at a fish's butt.
Maybe not for that exact reason.
Oh, I'm sure it's exactly for that reason. Why wouldn't it be for that reason? Scientists love to look at fish butts. That's their thing. That's what they do. That's what they do with their free time.
Pardon me, I need to get a measurement here, and oh, look at that.
Oh, jeez. Ah, come on. Fucking.
Jeez, the noise it makes when it's about to do that shockwave is horrifying.
I mean, you can jump too, but it hardly helps.
Oh, you can actually jump?
I think so, but it doesn't help at all.
Oh, okay.
It really doesn't.
Maybe
like, you can try to jump over the obstacles, but you can't jump over that shit.
Ah, maybe you can jump over the fireballs and that little pufferfish thing. That
Well, yeah, you can, but it's really fucking hard.
Ah.
Alright, come on, Rings. I have one melon left. One damn melon.
Okay, so I know we talked about this, not on the channel, but just between the two of us. We were talking about the Nintendo NX.
Oh yeah,
kind of like our thoughts on it. Do you wanna elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, I hope Nintendo doesn't fuck up.
Well, that's one way to put it.
Yeah. So, well, that was. Oh, damn it. Okay. So, I'm a big Nintendo fan. Okay, and I've pretty much purchased every console that they've released at launch. I mean, I bought the. Well, I didn't buy the Wii at launch because that thing was hard as shit to find when it came out. But the Wii U, I was like, I reserved that thing like when it was announced.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like Nintendo consoles are like my go-to for like exclusive games, and plus Nintendo's got The Legend of Zelda, dude. You can't beat that.
It's a hard franchise, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I hear new Nintendo consoles on the way, I'm just like, hey, it's gonna have a new Zelda game. I'm fucking sold.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta have my Zelda. So, but with the NX, it's like I'm both excited about the NX a lot, but I'm also worried because I'm really worried that Nintendo's been making mistakes lately. They really have, and I think they like. I think the Wii U is a great console. I really think it is, but I think like marketing wise and power wise, I think they really screwed it up. And I think like it kind of sucks too because the Wii U is like kind of a cool idea, especially the controller.
Like, that's something that Nintendo's always been the ones that are kind of known for, is being the innovative ones.
Yeah, they've always tried to be the ones to be different, and I respect that. You know, I respect that they want to be different, and I respect that they want to try and move the industry forward. You know, like back in the NES and Super Nintendo games, that was with graphics and power, and gosh fucking darn it, and I just fucking died again.
And mutant exploding pufferfish.
Yeah, exactly. But like now that, you know, graphics have come so far, and it's not necessarily like the big revolution anymore, it's just kind of natural progression.
Yeah.
Nintendo's trying to look for ways to, you know, continue to innovate.
Mm-hmm.
And they started doing that with the controllers.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like that. And it's not doing well for them. Now, I actually really like a lot of the ideas that they come out with. Like, I actually like the idea of motion controls. I like the idea of gyro motion. I like the idea of the gamepad with the screen on it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the stuff that Nintendo does is really awesome ideas. And I would love to see Nintendo come out with more. The problem is that it's just not financially stable for them to do so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm subscribed to this guy on YouTube, and he's pretty much like a he's a tech news guy, and the way he put it he put it in the best way, I think. He said Sony was the only company that basically all they did was give us a super powerful box with a regular controller and say, here's the console, here's some games, have fun, we hope you like it, and they can't keep it off the shelves. It's like they're the only ones that pretty much made a plain Jane console, and yet they didn't really innovate much outside of being a plain Jane console.
They capitalized on the strengths.
They capitalized on the strengths, and then they tried, they're trying new things within that said hardware. Not necessarily innovating through controls, but other things. And it's working out really well for them. While you had Microsoft, who initially came out of the gate like they wanted to make the Xbox very surrounded around the idea of Kinect, and you had Nintendo with the Wii U gamepad, and people just jumped on the PS4 bandwagon really quick. And I think, I don't know, man, the idea of just a regular console that just capitalizes on the strengths of gaming, that's what people want.
Yeah.
And as much as I like to see Nintendo be different, it's just, I think they need to focus a little bit less on it just to be financially, stable. It's just not.
It's a possibility, because one thing I've always thought of is just if you innovate on the console, you're forcing the developers to try and figure out how to program for the innovations of the console.
Exactly.
But if you allow them to innovate, not having to be forced through that, but innovate in the creativity of how their game is designed, then you give them a lot more opportunity to freely make games that are easily accessible on your console.
Yeah.
The Wii and the Wii U, the way that the screens and everything interact, and because I know I've read several articles about developers saying that it's a lot harder to program for and account for to get all of those things to function appropriately.
Oh yeah, I read a lot of articles from I've read mixed articles from or mixed reports from developers saying some developers said the Wii U was pretty much on the same level of difficulty to program for as Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Which in itself sounded like a good thing, but there were other developers that said the Wii U's a pain in the ass to program for. So it's a mixed thing, I guess.
It's just you have to incorporate those elements.
Yeah.
I think they should allow the opportunity for those elements to be there, but not be mandatory.
Yeah, and I think they tried to do that with the Wii U, but the problem with their approach with the Wii U is that they put more time, money, and effort into innovating with that controller than the actual hardware. And let's face it, third-party developers want strong, powerful hardware more than they want cool controllers. Well, I mean,
it's more reliable on what they can and can't do with a powerful system than a powerful controller.
Yep, it's true. Don't get me wrong, the controller is cool. I love it, and out of all the console manufacturers, I think Nintendo makes the coolest consoles. It's just that it's just not doing well. That's the thing, And
the other thing we were talking about is the 3DS and how good it's been.
Yeah, there's still a lot of analysts out there who still can't figure out how that handheld's doing so well. And you know what? I'm glad that it's doing so well because I love the 3DS. So it's awesome that it's doing so well, but at the same time, there's so many people out there who are like, in this age of smartphones, how the fuck is the 3DS so successful?
I think I've got a couple ideas on that, and my biggest one is virtual joysticks on the screen suck balls.
They do. I hate gaming on smartphones.
Even a D-pad on there, I do not like it.
Yeah, anybody who plays video games regularly, they're gonna say most of them will tell you they can't game on a smartphone seriously anyway. They'll use it as a time passing thing.
Yeah.
There's just it's that's what it is. It's a time passing thing. It's not something that appeals to the AAA gaming market. But the interesting thing about that is a lot of developers are starting to see that the AAA gaming market just I think I mentioned this to you before. There was this one indie developer, and he was at a convention, and he somebody asked him about like focusing on like the AAA gaming market, and he said, "Okay, here's my response. Anybody in this room who owns 10 or more games on their Steam account, raise your hand." And like a bunch of people raise their hand. He's like, "Great, you're all less important."
Ouch.
Yeah, it's like, wait, what? Like he basically said, "Great, you all don't matter." And essentially, like the point he was making is that, you know, developers no longer see hardcore gamers as a viable market, which is really sad to me.
Jeez, that's actually kind of saddening.
Yeah, it's sad to see developers thinking that way.
Like hardcore gamers, like I mean, we were a tight knit community for the longest time.
Well, it was also like, I actually think that mentality is incorrect, because whenever you see like these developers try to create like these games made for like the casual market, you know, the mobile market and all that stuff, they generally don't do as well. Like they'll do well, but they have to like create like a monopoly type of system to really capitalize on the profits.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like the free-to-play model, which I hate with passion. And they're just like, hey, the game's free to play, free to download, free to play, and fucking, will you move? Damn it. Yes.
Ooh, you got it.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Oh, there's the next one. No, like what they'll do is that they make it free to play, but like they'll be like, oh, okay, well, you used up all your resources in this amount of time. Now you have to wait this amount of time to get those resources back. Or you can pay us $10 and you can get them back immediately. Yeah. It's like, wow, really?
I can't really think of another way for them to easily make money besides the way that Dota 2 does it.
Yeah.
Dota 2, what they do is all of their marketplace stuff that costs money is purely cosmetic. Everything that they have in that game, like, it just looks cool or looks better. And it's made by artists who are passionate about making that kind of art. So
yeah.
You have 3D modelers, you have people that specialize in like particle effects and glows and that kind of stuff. And they're making stuff specifically for that game to where they get a cut, and then Valve, who owns the game, gets a small cut too.
Right.
And that's all it does. It doesn't affect the gameplay. It doesn't have any kind of immediate, return on, oh, I'll be able to pay to win to, be awesome at this game. It's purely just looks. And I think that is a beautiful way of doing it, but that was also a very risky way of doing it.
It is. And you know what's fascinating is that the whole thing about him saying like, cool, if you own 10 or more games on your Steam account, then you're irrelevant. Well, the interesting fact about that is that the games that do come out that gear towards the hardcore, like the dedicated gamers, people like us, they do really well.
Yeah.
And like the games that don't do well are the games that are like overly hyped and overly, budgeted. Like friggin' Destiny's like $500 million budget. I mean, of course that game's going to be a flop unless it sells like 10 million copies.
Mm-hmm.
That's what...
They're putting themselves in a huge hole at that point.
Exactly. Like, I think that's what developers are not understanding. It's like, you don't have to have this huge budget for this big game for it to gear towards like dedicated gamers like us. Like, look at us, we're sitting here playing fucking Donkey Kong 64, a game where you play as monkeys riding around a flipping boat. You're trying to fly through rings and trying to beat a pufferfish. It's like, this is fun. People like this.
I love every word of that sentence.
It's like, make games like this and, it's not a big budget, it's just fun.
It's silly.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be silly either. You can make something more serious, but you don't have to have like this big budget thing. Just make a good game that's decently budgeted with a realistic estimate of how many copies it will sell. It will be successful, and history has shown it. The only reason why developers think that AAA isn't profitable anymore is because they try too hard to make these big budget games.
Well, I think a part of it is that they always have the mentality, and you see this in like movies and stuff too. It's just like, okay, we did this. How do we one up it?
Yeah.
How do we make it bigger? How do we make it better? In my opinion, a good sequel with a decent continuation of the story that just fixes the problems of the first and then acts upon the strengths of the first as well will be a very successful sequel.
I agree.
Instead of trying to turn it into this giant new thing like freaking Banjo-Kazooie, that third game. I was just like, what happened?
It's like, with Banjo-Kazooie, that's actually an excellent example because the first Banjo-Kazooie was a fucking awesome game. Everybody knows this. And if you don't like Banjo-Kazooie, well, screw you. But, and then they came out with Banjo-Tooie, which was like the perfect sequel. Like, that game was literally like everything that the first game was and more. And that's the way you make a sequel. You do everything that the awesome original did that everybody liked, improve on it, add more to it, and whatever problems people pointed out about it with the first game, address those issues and make it better. That's how you make a good sequel. A good sequel isn't just like, oh, it's the same IP, it'll do well. No, you gotta take what the first one did and, really look at its strengths and
expand upon.
Exactly. And improve on it and like look at the weak. One thing I like to say is like look at the weaknesses of the original and see what can be done to address those weaknesses.
And this is the other thing, and this kind of goes into YouTube culture a little bit, in that I feel that sometimes developers do not listen to either their quality assurance testers or like people that talk about games or review games and that kind of thing. It's just like, sometimes I feel like developers think, oh, we're the ones that make the games and we're the ones that know everything about what would make the game successful or not. It's like, no.
Well,
you need to get information from the people that would be buying your game.
Well, another big problem is that developers these days don't like to handle criticism. Like, I'm seeing reports all the time of like indie developers coming out and being all like, how dare you talk criticism about my game? I'm going to ban your video from YouTube and I'm going to come after you with this big lawsuit. And
the critique process is an invaluable part of the creative process.
I agree 100%, and developers these days just don't agree. And it's like, if you can't take criticism of your product, then don't be a game developer because you're going to get criticized.
That's one of the things that just it's whenever you make anything that's going to be presented to the public, there are going to be people that will say X and Y. And if you cannot accept X and Y, and maybe even understand their viewpoint, and you may not agree, but if you can't at least respect their viewpoint, then you're going to either drive yourself mad, or it's going to lead to an argument that doesn't need to happen.
Or a nasty lawsuit in some cases. Oh man, I'm so close. We got into a very analytical discussion there.
Well, I felt like it was an important discussion that we had about this.
Yeah, we had that discussion last night, and it was I enjoyed it.
And it's just that kind of stuff. It's interesting to me, like just kind of seeing.
Damn it!
Aww.
So fucking close. Okay. Oh god.
Do you need to take a break or?
We're gonna do this one more time.
All right.
I mean, we've been going 2 episodes fighting this thing. And, pufferfish. It's like all this analytical talk has definitely like been helping me to
just kind of take your mind off of it and just go on autopilot.
And just kind of like go on autopilot, but at the same time, it's kind of like I'm trying to keep the conversation going, and I'm also trying to play this fucking game. Oh man,
yeah, I feel like sometimes my mind is racing at like 1,000,000 miles an hour when I'm trying to play a game and talk and do everything else.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy the challenge.
Oh yeah, me too.
Of doing it, and also it's just like I feel like I'm exercising my brain in a way that has never been done before.
Oh yeah, like doing this is major brain exercise. Like, you're playing a video game, you're trying to focus on the task at hand, and you're also trying to have a real discussion.
It's like we're in a unique position to utilize every part of our brain at one moment in time.
Yeah, and it actually gets kind of exhausting.
It's just like you have to do hand-eye coordination. You also have to, plow through your memory a little bit to remember what you need to do. And then you have somebody that's talking to you, so that's another part. And oh man, it's crazy and cool at the same time.
There's so many Let's Players out there who get criticized like, you're garbage at this game. It's like, you know what? They're multitasking. It's like they're playing a video game and they're talking at the same time. It's like, that's actually harder than it sounds. So, but...
So keep on going, Let's Players.
Yeah, keep on going. I mean, Aaron Hansen, if you're out there watching this for whatever reason, I don't think you suck at video games. I don't think you suck at Mario 64.
That game is pretty fun.
I love that game.
I'll play it again at some point.
We'll play it on the show at some point.
Down the road.
Yeah, down the road. We'll play it on the show down the road.
But what was it? There's something else I wanted to talk about with the Nintendo stuff.
Well, I think the main point I was trying to make, though, is that I'm very excited about the NX. Don't get me.
Yeah.
I'm always excited about a new console.
It's just maybe have them focus maybe on a more traditional system for this one.
That's what I'm thinking. I am 100% in favor of them wanting to innovate. Don't get me wrong about that. I want to see them
make any innovations accessories that are optional.
Yeah, well, like make the innovations accessible but also optional, very optional, so that way the developers can choose what they want to do. But for the NX, I think they need to go for something more traditional, like the PS4. I mean, and Nintendo's in a position right now where they can have an advantage. The PS4 and the Xbox One came out,
a couple years ago.
They're in a position now where hardware has developed. They can create something better. And, I mean, let's imagine this for a second. Imagine if you had a console like the PlayStation 4. Had all the same hardware perks except more powerful, all the same third-party support, the same level of online connectivity, all that stuff. And imagine putting all of Nintendo's awesome exclusive games on that. Who's not going to buy that system?
Oh, that would be
Who is not going to buy that system? It's
they've already announced so many of their, I'm not going to lie, if they make a powerhouse system, the first title I want to freaking see is Metroid.
Oh yeah, everybody wants to see Metroid. I have to say, Metroid fans are really, hankering for a game right now.
An extremely powerful game engine doing a very detailed Metroid game would look beautiful.
Oh yeah. Well, even now, Metroid fans, there hasn't been a major Metroid release
since
in a while.
Metroid Primes, right?
Well, Other M was the last one.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people considered that to be a major disappointment, which is surprising to me, because I played it and it wasn't too bad.
But I know the last ones I played were the Metroid trilogy thing that they had.
Yeah, the Metroid Prime series is kind of considered to be the last true major Metroid releases. And Metroid Other M was this game that came out, and there was a bunch of mixed feelings.
What system was Other M on?
It was on the Wii.
Oh, okay.
So, it was a weird game.
It's I can see that one doing very well.
I did it! I did it! I did it!
Yeah! Woo! Get out of here!
Yeah! Oh my god, dude, that... ever since I was a kid, I always had a hard time with that fucking boss. Oh, man.
Congratulations, dude.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed all this talk about Nintendo NX, because it actually really helped me with this boss. Yeah!
Oh, he's riding in a coconut shell. I never noticed that. Yeah. Oh, it's little touches like that that make me freaking love these games that Rare always does.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Good job, dude.
Yeah, we did it. And how many more Golden Bananas we need? We only need 4 more. to get to the next areas.
I say I think you need a break.
Yeah, I need a break after that. So, okay, so I think what's gonna happen is I'll go look around for some spare golden bananas. I'll collect those last 4 off screen, and then on the next episode of Rogues and Roleplayers, we'll go to the next area and begin our next big adventure in this game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed our talk about you know, video game culture and the Nintendo NX. I mean,
And I would like to do that more often. Just
Yeah.
like if you have any subjects that you would like our opinions on, just comment in the description below, and we'll probably talk about it.
yeah, why not?
I'm open for any kind of discussion topics that y'all would be interested in hearing about.
Yeah, I'm down for it 100%.
And then also leave a comment down there about what you think the Nintendo and the NX should do, or where you think that it's going.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you have completely different opinions about it, you know, if you completely disagree with everything that I just said and you think that I'm 100% wrong, that's fine, you know? I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and if you have an opinion on it, you know, go ahead and talk about it in the comments. I mean, you know, this is something I love to talk about with people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I love talking about video game culture and the industry and all that stuff. I mean, that's something I love to do, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, we'll see you guys next time on Rogues and Roleplayers. Until then, I'm going to just kind of dance around in front of Cranky's place here and just be the king of swing. Woohoo! Yeah! We beat the boss that I hate the most in this game. Yes! I'm actually really happy that we beat him.
Yeah, I can tell you were getting so frustrated for a while. Like I was just like,
Oh, man.
am I gonna have to like bring in like a fire hose to cool you down a little bit?
Oh, yeah, like talking about all that stuff actually really helped to cool me down. If we didn't start talking about that stuff, I guarantee you I would have been too frustrated to accomplish anything. Oh my god, he's juggling! I love it! That's fucking awesome. Oh, gotta love the King of Swing, man.
All right, see y'all later.
See you guys next time on Rogues.
I suggest conversation about the Waidling.